now is the best time to be a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? I say that for multiple reasons, man. Because one, because of the time of the year. Okay. Well, first, before I get into that, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure to comment and interact. And if you know somebody that's trying to be a truck driver or thinking about being a truck driver, make sure to hit the share button, man, and share this joint out to them. The reason I say what I say about this being the best time to be a truck driver is multiple reasons. You know, when you come into trucking, there are a lot of things that you don't think about that play a huge role in your decision-making process. You know what I'm saying? The type of freight you're gonna run, the lanes you want to run, the times of the day that you want to drive. You know, not everybody likes to drive at night, especially starting off. Some people, you know what I mean? And I feel like this time is better or best because we're about to go into daylight savings. So what that means is when we're going into daylight savings, before you were a truck driver, all that meant was you lost an hour of sleep. That's it. That's all it meant to you, was that you're about to lose an hour of sleep, and that's it. Now, as a truck driver, that is it's giving you an extra hour of daylight. It's giving you an extra hour of daylight. So what that means is, you know, when you first get in the truck, okay, and you're learning and things to that nature, you're going to these places, whether it's Kentucky, Iowa, Washington, California, Nevada, Florida. You're going to a lot of these places for the first time in your life. Most people don't travel outside of a 20-mile radius of their house. Some people have never took a vacation more than 200 miles away from their house. So to become a truck driver, you're going to break that cherry very quickly. You might break that cherry on the way to orientation or the way to CDL training school, depending on what route you chose to get your CDL. You know what I mean? If you went to a company sponsor program, they probably put you on a bus and sent you, 3 states away from home. You know what I mean? Or maybe you went to a private school, so you still stayed in your 20-mile radius, but when you went to your orientation, the nearest orientation was 3-4 states away. Or maybe you was lucky and it was a terminal right down the road. Okay, boom. So now you went through CDL school and you went through orientation and you still haven't went outside. You haven't popped your, whatever your mile radius of how far you've traveled from your home. You haven't popped that cherry yet. When you get on the truck with your trainer, that cherry is going to get dismantled. Okay, very quickly. Your first load with your trainer, if you're in, let's say, North Carolina, your first load may be to Nevada, or your first load may be to Texas or Arizona or Cali, anywhere, Maine, who knows, you know what I mean? So, again, this time of the year is best because I feel like, one, it's warmer temperatures. We're getting into March now. The temperatures are going to start rising. It's not going to be too hot, but it's definitely not going to be continue to be ridiculously cold for the most part. Some parts of the country, it's just going to be cold all year. When you look at places like the Northwest, the Wyomings, the Montanas, the North Dakota, South Dakotas, the Oregons, the Washingtons, their weather conditions play by different sets of rules. Okay, when those states were created, they were created a little differently from the rest of these states. You know what I mean? So those, it's kind of like rolling the dice with that. You can go to Wyoming in the middle of June and it's a blizzard. You know what I mean? But anyways, so you're gonna break your mile radius cherry, and you're gonna be going to a lot of new places. You want to experience these places in the daytime first. Here's my opinion on why that is. You just you see more. Of course, some places at night look completely different than they do in the daytime. You can get a load, especially if you do something like, if you do drive-in, you may get a load in the middle of Indiana that's off the main interstate. A lot of people aren't used to driving off of the main interstate. I'll dare say that damn near nobody is. I know I wasn't. Maybe like your regular, like your main streets, like the street that take you to your house, and maybe like 2 or 3 popular streets around where you live. But for the most part, most people like to travel interstate or popular roads in their area. So now you're in Indiana, and you're 100 miles away from your first delivery, and you're on 80 or you're on 65 or whatever, and now the GPS is telling you to get off and get on highway whatever, and it's like a back road. It's a back highway. There is no, you used to getting on highways where you see, exits, and no, now you're on a 2-lane highway and you got to be on that thing for 60 miles. My opinion, your first time, you want to experience that during the daytime. You don't want to be going down that road at night for the first time. I mean, you can. I'm not saying it's something impossible, but it's going to be nerve-wracking. I know it was for me. It was a little nerve-wracking because it's different, man. You know what I mean? If you're used to traveling down 2 or 3 lane highways, in a 4-wheeler, never driven a truck before, and then now you're in this 18-wheeler, you got 35,000 pounds in the back, loaded, and now you got to go down this 2-lane highway that may wind and may have some curves and things like that. You're not going to see everything. There is no street lights sometimes on these roads. Sometimes these roads don't look like roads. It's different, man. You're going to be experiencing different things as a truck driver. You're going to be experiencing different cultures, just so many different things that you're not even thinking about yet as a rookie truck driver, or someone who's not even a truck driver yet, but just thinking about coming into the industry. And I just feel that you want to try to experience these things during the daytime. Now, am I saying don't drive at night at all? Absolutely not. I'm not saying obviously you won't make no money, but I'm just saying when it comes time to making your deliveries or going to make your pickups from the shippers, and just stopping places, you want to be trying to do that during the daytime. My personal opinion, because you can remember landmarks better. With certain places I go to now, I don't have to turn the GPS on. I can just go off landmarks. Like, oh, there go that big tree, or there goes that gap in the road, or you know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff you can't see at night. You would be surprised. I promise you, you'll experience, you'll see, oh, wait a minute. Yo, that trucker named Jay dude was right. You'll go one place and you'll go during the nighttime. And eventually, if you stay with the same company, you'll go back to that place during the daytime and it'll look completely different. You'll think they have sent you to a whole nother place, because it just, a lot of these places, especially when you start getting out west, oh my gosh. Try delivering to a warehouse in the middle of the desert at night and let me know how that go for you. It's just, it's not impossible, but it can be intimidating for a rookie. It just can. I'm just going to be honest with you. It can be, I don't want to say scary. I'm going to stick with intimidating, because it can look kind of crazy sometimes. Because a lot of people have never seen a desert. A lot of people never driven through mountains. So I know the first time I went through the Colorado Rockies on I-70 in Denver, I actually stopped my trip prematurely. I was driving. I think I had 8 hours left to drive, but I stopped because I wanted to experience the Rockies for the first time during the daylight. I didn't want to go through there at night for the first time. I just didn't. You know what I mean? Now, I understand there's going to be some old heads that's going to come and they're going to say, oh, no, man, he enabling y'all. You know what I mean? You want a real truck driver. First of all, you're not worried about being a real truck driver like these old heads definitions say. You know what I'm saying? We ain't worried about that. We trying to be safe truck drivers. We trying to be productive truck drivers. And the best way, in my opinion, as a rookie, to be safe and productive as a truck driver and still take home a check and get home to your family, which is your most important stop, is to schedule your day to your strengths. And as a rookie right now, your strength is not night driving. Yeah, sure, if you want to be if you're going across I-80 in Nebraska, you can drive through anything. But when you're going through Wyoming, when you're going through Utah, when you're going through Northern Cali, when you're going through Oregon. Sometimes, and you'll see it, because if you drive out there at night, you'll look around, you'll be like, what the hell, everybody? Because you'll be the only one out there, because a lot of people just don't like going through. You start going through some of these mountain passes and these downgrades, a lot of people just don't like doing it at nighttime. It ain't about being scared. It ain't about being real. It's just about being smart. And I ain't even started talking about the weather yet. I ain't even start. Because a lot of these places, driving at night in the rain sometimes is not as simple as it seems, because you're used to just regular rain. It's drizzling. You haven't seen that sideways rain. And then you got a truck in front of you blowing back all the water on you, so you can't see, and your truck is governed, so you can't go but so fast, and you can't slow down but so much, because you got a minimum speed limit to do. You're terrified to get in the left lane because you're still new to the truck. It's just a lot of things that as a rookie truck driver, you're going to have to start thinking, and you got to be prepared for, man. Don't get out here and put yourself in any uncomfortable situation, which is why I say your first year of trucking, you should not be worried about money. You should not be worried about chasing money your first year in trucking, man. You just should not, because chasing money your first year is going to lead to you getting in an accident, because you're going to do something that you're not 100% comfortable with, or that you don't feel positive about you being able to do, and you're going to hurt somebody. Just my advice, man. But this is the best time to do it, because you got plenty of daylight. We're getting into this time of the year where we're about to have 15 to 16 hour days in another month or two. Daylight savings is Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So what that's going to do is, like, now the sun's coming up at 6, it's not going down to like 7. You know what I'm saying? Coming up about 6:30-ish. You know what I mean? And that makes a difference. It does. Ask any truck driver. It makes a difference. You don't have to worry about snow right now. That makes a huge difference. My personal opinion, you want to start driving trucks in the spring, or maybe towards the end of winter, when the snow is kind of drifting off. That way you can experience spring, summer, and fall before you experience your first winter. Now you can know the difference of how the truck should handle and feel on regular conditions. You'll go through you'll drive through some thunderstorms over the summer. You might run away from some tornadoes. RIP to the people that lost their lives in Tennessee, by the way. I saw that tornado that hit Nashville. That was kind of crazy. But you'll just experience a lot before it come time to winter driving. And winter driving is a whole nother animal. A whole nother animal. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion, man. I hope you have been educated and learned something from this video. If you did, hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button. If not, maybe next video you'll learn something, and maybe just share this to somebody so they can learn. But as always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive, man. God Family Trucking. I'll check you guys next video. I'm gone.